Justin Trudeau asked today during his daily briefing about personal protective equipment. It comes amid news that the government suspended the shipment of 8 million N95 masks from one Montreal company. Here is how the Prime Minister responded.
We have been working very, very hard since the very beginning to bring in as much PPE as we possibly can. We've talked about about 23 different flights just from China of millions of items of PPE because we know the need is and has been so pressing. At the same time, we have ensured that we are ramping up domestic capacity to be able to ensure that we're covering the needs that we have for the longer term. And I want to thank all the companies and manufacturers who've stepped up. At the same time, we also know that in the millions of items that we've received, we have to ensure that they are at the top quality expected by our Canadian healthcare workers. And the withholding or the suspending of shipments from this particular supplier is proof that our system works. We are testing all those masks, all those items before they reach our healthcare workers because we will not compromise on the safety and protection for our healthcare workers.
Well, for more on what the Prime Minister had to say in his daily briefing, let's bring in now the CBC's Catherine Cullen in our Parliamentary Bureau.
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says Canada is not going to pay for protective masks that are not up to standard. This comes after more than 8 million of those N95 medical grade masks that Canada received have indeed been found to be not up to standard. Officials say that this was part of a shipment of 11 million masks that they ordered from a Montreal-based supplier, but the masks themselves actually manufactured in China. Now, when the masks get to Canada, they're tested by the Public Health Agency of Canada, which found that at least 8 million of the shipment, and there are still masks being tested, do not meet Canada standards. The Prime Minister said today that this is proof that the system is working. Of course, the masks were stopped before they made it out into the healthcare system where they could have potentially made workers vulnerable to COVID-19 and other infectious diseases. But of course, it is still a source of concern. Officials saying that overall, Canada has received some 33 million masks. 8 million, obviously a significant portion of that. The Prime Minister said there are still discussions going on with the supplier, which has not been named, but discussions going on with that supplier to see if the masks can be used in some non-medical purpose. But he did insist today that Canada is not going to pay for something that is not going to keep its healthcare workers safe. Catherine Cullen, CBC News, Ottawa.